Welcome to Under the Silence, proudly brought to you by Bianca. Hello and welcome to my podcast. My name is Bianca Moeschinger and this is my podcast. If you found your way to me, then you're probably also interested in what happens under the silence. It's almost like going deep into the ocean of humanity. In this podcast, I delve deep into the landscape of who we are, who we really are as a human being, what makes us tick, what we hide, what we fiercely defend, what we love, what makes us angry, what gives us grief, who we could be, what holds us back. We'll investigate deeply into the emotions of the human being, the physiology of the human being, the relationship between the mind and the body, and the I am and the human. I wanted to create an intimate platform to share, not just for me, but for you. I wanted to show up. I wanted to show you what was under my silence. Imagine the little girl sitting in class at the age of 5, overwhelmed by all of the students and the teachers, wanting to show up and do her very best, wanting to be the superstar on stage, but so frightened to actually put her hand up and speak. That's me. I live in my head. I live in this world that I have the most incredible mind. And where my mind goes and the journey that it takes is quite incredible. You could almost call me an introvert. And yet, when people book in to see me in private sessions or in courses, it's my opportunity to show up. Somebody is saying to me, I am interested in what you have to say. I am interested in your brilliance. I'm interested in you. I'm interested in your being. I'm attracted to you. I have chemistry with you. I want to learn from you. And then I can shine. So this is a platform where we let go of the identity of who we've created. We let go of the personality, who we think we are. And we go into the real form. The unashamed, real form. The loved, the hated, the judged, the exotic, the real. So I'm going to show up and I'm going to share my craft. I'm a great thinker and philosopher. I'm also a master teacher in psychosomatic therapy, so I understand mind-body communication. And I'm also an expert in emotional release therapy and an emotional release therapist and body worker by trade. I've studied as a yoga teacher. I'm the mother of 3. And I love to cook and I love to clean. And even though while I'm in my challenges, I find them challenging, I've now learnt to love the challenge. I love the expandedness of the challenge. I have a look at my patterns and I take responsibility for myself. So one of my teaching methods is to go through the process myself, embody the process, and then share the embodiment. And that way be the way-seer for others to embody the experience. At times through this podcast, I'll find people of interest that I'll interview or have a conversation with and add a little bit of juice to this feed. So yeah, in fact many of the people who come to me for sessions and my students have said, what I love about you is that you give permission for them to show up in any way, shape or form, permission for them to unlock what's under the silence. Because essentially for me, it's under the heart. Once your emotions transcend through the heart, they're open, you have full acceptance, So to me, the silence is in the subconscious and unconscious layers of the lower 3 energy centers or chakras. Throughout this podcast, I'm going to give you an understanding of what happens in the lower chakras. And then if we have enough time, we'll go into the higher chakras or energy centers. I'm going to create silence and spaciousness so that you can pause and feel. I've been told in the past that silence on television and silence in podcasts and silence on radio is a no-no. I've been told that introductions can't be more than 1 minute 30 because we'll lose the attention of the person. This is all probably true. But I believe those who listen to this podcast will have the spaciousness and the understanding, and they'll be ready to go on their self-mastery journey where they learn to love the silence. We're going to go on a journey through one's heart, travel the road through the heart. We're going to learn how to move or allow or give permission to the energy in motion or the emotion to move up through the heart. I'm going to talk about what the body does when it's blocking or when it's opening, and how when we've trapped emotions or they've been held down for a long time, how that affects our body, and then what happens when it comes through. We're going to talk about safety, boundaries, into me I see, intimacy, truth. What is the truth? We're going to learn to disconnect from the mind field. We're going to understand manipulation. We're going to look at the polarities of words. The polarity of manipulation, the polarity of judgment. We're going to start to have an understanding and more open-minded perspective on things that you may have identified as negative or positive. Now you're getting the gist. This podcast is a journey of awakening to yourself and understanding yourself through me, because I am you and you are me, and our stories are different, but our physiology is the same. We're going to have a look at the internal and external relationship. We're going to learn some skills on how to connect with our internal relationship, and we're going to identify with how we get trapped and stuck in the external world, and how we can get taken off track so quickly, and we can jump on a runaway train, and then all of a sudden 2 years, 3 years, 4 years go past and we go, oh my gosh, where am I? So we're going to keep you on track. We're going to look at where you stand, how you stand, and how you move through life. Are you towing the line, or are you moving outside of the boundaries? We'll look at languaging, what that means. And then I may introduce you to light language. But for now, join me. That was quite a long introduction, but I'll give you my first podcast tomorrow.